All right, folks, we're sitting inside the 2005. It's a Chrysler. It's down in country. This power window is stuck down about an inch. All kinds of racket coming from inside the door. I assume the regulator is all wadded up in there. So we got to figure out how to get the door apart. It's been a while since I worked on an older Chrysler van, and it's probably no virgin. They usually aren't at this point in their life. I don't see a screw. I assume there's supposed to be a screw that goes in here behind the door handle, and I don't see one there. I do see one here in the door pull. Service date is not much help on it. Feels like the door panel's already kind of pulled away here. It's like most of the clips are broken. I think he said this thing got hit by a deer. There is some damage in the outside of the door, so I'm not really sure what we'll find. But let's do some exploratory hoping and poking here, or poke and hope, one or the other. I don't know if this switch panel comes off. Yep, appears that it does. Oh, it looks like it might already be broke too. That's the trouble sometimes working on some older stuff here. These things can already be broken before we get to it. I'm gonna leave that alone for a little bit. I need to get, there's a lot of fingernail gunk in here. We gotta get that cleaned out and see what that oh, never mind, there is no fastener in there. Jeez. So I don't think we need to do anything other than give it the rest of the pull. That's had like one clip holding that sucker on. I brought the wearer toolkit over. It's a toolkit with a clip for the mechanic with the on-the-go lifestyle. There should be a mechanical linkage back here, I am assuming. I'm gonna have to stand up for that. See if I can feel it. I'll show you what it looks like. Oops. Oh, that was just a door lock. If I can get this thing, if I can get this clip to release here, I can show you. There we go. It's not going to be a very good video because most of the fasteners that you actually have to unhook are all broken on this car. We've got the power lock switch here. Once I get this stuff undone, I'll show you. There's that, and then we've got one down here on the light. Okay. Well, the majority of the stuff here is broken, which kind of stinks, but either way. Oh, there's one broken piece rattled down, so here's a broken clip, or not, I don't know if it's broken, but I think this is the one that goes in the top of the power window switch, so we'll save that. But generally you would have these plastic retainers here and here, here and here and there and there and there and there. They're all missing. Or maybe they're stuck in the door. Well, there's a couple stuck in the door, but it's definitely not this old girl's first rodeo. Somebody's been in here ripping and tearing, and like I say, it's kind of a shame, but needless to say, on the back of your door handle here, the rod, this rod, for your door latch release, that goes up inside your handle here. It has this little black clip that just snaps over the handle. You just unclip it, then you can pull your rod out. Let me get, now that I see how the power switch is held in there, I'm gonna pop that out, because it's going to make going in a whole lot easier. I unhooked it from the back side, but there we go. So this little guy pops right out. It's got a retainer there and there, and then the one that we found in the bottom of the door right here, we can just stick that one right back on there. We should be able to, yep, there we go. So this technically isn't broke. It's got all three retainers, and then it has your wiring harness that just clips into it, and you just push to release it. And the same thing for the door lock switch. That just has a little retainer on it. You could pick it up with your fingernail and disconnect that, and the same thing for the light. So like I say, not probably the best video here. I'm gonna have to see about getting some of these retainers, because with all of them being broken, the door panel's just gonna be flopping around like it was. This dust shield isn't super critical. It's pretty well beat up. Yeah, that's too bad. Well, we'll take the door speaker out and we get that off the rest of the way, then we can see what in the thunder is going on with this regulator. Looks like it comes over on this side, and then the other track is over on that side. This has some Phillips screws. 4 of them. I wonder if we can just go down to Wilbert's maybe. I don't know if this stuff is just all dried up and cracked from being old. It feels pretty crumbly, so I don't know if we'll be able to just go down there, and because we're missing all the dang screws anyways. We're missing a screw that goes there, we're missing a screw that goes there, and then all the clips. Now these clips, I guess in somebody's defense, when you do go to take these door panels off, those clips do have a tendency to break. So don't feel too bad if you give it a yank and it pops the heads off them. I'm not so sure if these gray ones are even factory, to be honest with you. But they usually snap out pretty hard. Sometimes you got to get a tool right behind the head of them. That one's in there just about sideways. They're just like little metal machine screws there. That's the first day that baby's been out, I think. It's a classic woofer. Oh, look at this. So this is what the clips usually look like. This is the female half, if you can say that in 2023, that goes in the door. And then this is the male half. And I guess a lot of you kind of know how the male-female thing works, but that's that. Yeah, this thing's stuck on there pretty good. Just pull lightly. So this explains it. I didn't even notice here. Get the door panel off. The reason the sucker's sticking out is because this thing, oops, that's the door panel there. Must be when this was hit. Maybe the body shop took this off and was, beating the door out, but that's why the door panel doesn't fit, and then this is why the window doesn't work. The regulator's bent in a little bit of a U shape. So that's the outside of the door. Like I say, they took and must have just beat that back out straight. It's kind of interesting for a deer hit. Whack that fender. They must have just kind of beat everything back straight so the car was usable. And then never finished anything here. So we might have to, kind of tweak and bend this in so the door panel fits again. I think we should be able to stick a regulator in it, but maybe we probably ought to run down the junkyard there and see what we can get. See if we can get the, all the crap that's missing here. That door guard here is just toast. I mean, it just kind of crumples apart in your hand. You can see it just, it's all crumbly. And I don't know if that's from age or what. But let's go down there, tear one of these apart, and see what we can salvage. Here we are, folks. Wilbert's You Pull It a Bath. Not a sponsor. Gosh, we love this place. We're going all the way out here to the back 40. Road 37 and 38 has most of the caravans in town and countries. They gave me a list of everything that fits, but I figured we'll just come right out here into the back row and just start working our way down. This looks like the same year roundabout. What year is this thing? Sticker on it anywhere? This is a 90, 10 and 98. Yeah, it's a different style door panel. Hey, look at that. There's a Town and Country right there and a Grand Caravan, same body style. Yeah, this one here's got the same bingo bango right there, old son. Got really bad glare, so I'll try to keep you guys where you can see. Not gonna be much to see here though. I'm just gonna acquire, I was gonna say steal. We're gonna acquire this hardware here. Looks like just a Phillips head screw up in this joint. I'll get that little guy out. Should have brought a real screwdriver with us. And then I'm gonna pop the door panel off and see what's salvageable. So there's one screw that we're missing. Let's stick it down here in the hubcap. This other one here in the door pull on this door. Got a used Band-Aid in here. Oh, look at that, we can get to it. We'll get this screw out. I hope I brought enough tools with me to get what we need. That thing's buried in some finger goo. We're gonna have to go in with the knife. Oh, she's nasty. Dang, you nasty. There we go. There's that other screw. Little screwy. We're gonna pop this little panel off here, just like we did on ours. There's one, there's two, and there's one at the top, remember. Come on, baby. Slide it in there. There's that. Ours is actually broken when I looked at it. So this little top tab on ours is broke. This thing probably doesn't cost too much. I don't know if they'll charge. We don't really need the switch. So I suppose, because our switch works, we can just take and unscrew the switch with the 5.5 millimeter, and then we'll just take this trim piece. We'll unscrew it with a 6 millimeter, I like to call it. Nope. Tell me this thing's made in America? Are you kidding me? Yes, sir. Because 7 millimeter doesn't quite work. Looks like we're buying the whole switch. Alright, not a big deal. They dang near giveaway parts here, so we'll stick that in the bag. And now we'll try to do this in a civilized manner. Well, I don't know. Usually if you can get these suckers to pop, you can get a hold of it with your hand. It's better to just give them a quick little tug like that. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we've got she's mint. This thing's mint back here, folks. We got to get this switch unplugged. That one's unplugged. Let me get the rod undone here. Bam. Now our door had a light in it, remember? Now this one doesn't. But look at this. Look at that. We've got some broken pieces, but yeah, so the gray tabs, so these gray ones are, I'm gonna have to take a picture of this because of how this thing goes. Just had a guy walk by, give us a weird look. Who's this freaking weirdo talking to himself? I'm gonna get this speaker out and I'm gonna work on getting this baby off. Slow and steady wins the race with these babies. Got that thing off in one piece. We'll stick it right there, sticky side up, stick it on that Dodge right there. Look at this thing. Would you have a look at that? She's mint. Let's get out our cell phone. Let's take a picture of what this looks like over here. Put in our secret code. Just in case we have any questions how things go on our door. This one here, it looks like her first day. And that big white clip there that we found at the shop looks like one of these guys. I was wondering, that thing was pretty long, you know, when we did the whole male-female thing there, the little demonstration. That must be for the motor here. Oh yeah, they're tiger tight. Well, that one's toast. Live and learn, baby. We know we got a spare at the shop. Let's see. Kumbaya, mother lover. So they come out of there like a missile. So there's that one. I don't want to break this tool. It's unavailable. It's made by SK. There's number 2. We'll save this one. I don't know. I don't remember looking at the one at the shop. Get right behind that motor. There it is. Down there in the gene weeds. So we have 2 of those that are salvageable. We know we have a good one at the shop. We've got to get these out of the body. The other half that sticks in there. I didn't bring much tools with us, but I brought a pick. And that looks like the perfect tool for this job. We'll hit the release tab on it. Hit the release tab on that one. Get the female half out of the door. Boom. So I'm going to take all 3 of these because, like I say, I don't know what all's broke on ours, but we're going to salvage as much of this as we can. We can't get any new parts right now for Chryslers because of the strike, Auto Workers Union ordeal. So today's Friday the 13th of October. I think they went on strike right around my birthday, so around September 25th. I think the 22nd was when they went on strike. Let's just take this regulator. Looks like I don't know if we got stuff to take it. Looks like some Torx action. What do we got here? T30. Yes, sir. She's a T30. Don't want to accidentally leave any tools here. I'm going to crack the bolts loose. Looks like it's all in keyways. Hopefully we can reach in here. Oh yeah. Loosen that up. That should lift up now. Oh shh! Frig hole. I didn't bring a freaking cordless anything with us. Frig. Idiot. We got no way to unhook the glass. Dang it. Why wasn't I thinking? Oh, this sucks. I usually bring a cordless tool so we can power motors and stuff. Dang it. Think, man, think. Think. So my camera battery is only 3.6 volts. I don't know if it would carry enough current to operate that motor. So typically, as a general rule, I always bring some 12 volt cordless tool, you know, a tool just of any sort when I go to the junkyard, because I've got some wire adapters I make that go down in it, so you can test stuff, so you can turn things on and off like solenoids and motors, and you know, power up an instrument cluster, see how many miles are on a car, you know, things like that. Other clues you can use are like the oil change sticker. There's some other ways you can kind of figure some things out. Let's just take and pull the motor off from this and see what kind of drive mechanism there is behind it. I didn't even think of that. I'm embarrassed. You're embarrassing me, Eric. You gotta think, man. But now we gotta try to get ourselves what we need. So we'll pull this motor off. Usually there's like a square drive or something, or a gear drive, something that we can turn. We need to get the window to come down. We'll leave that one in for a second. Yep. got tension on it right now, or pressure. You can see the springs compressed. I don't have you guys in a real optimal viewing area, but we're kind of in a hurry now. Yeah, she's getting all cocked sideways on us. Okay, so this one's a spline drive. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do anything. We don't want it to all come apart. Let's see if we can just pull down. There we go. So we're gonna push down the glass, hold the mechanism in because you don't want it spitting apart on you. Right there, Robert's your mother's brother. It's I don't want this to come apart because we want to salvage that. 13 mil. Let's get our, I tell you, this wear a toolkit. It's where it's at. Listen to this guy. We have to undo the clamp here on the window. Gotta give this one the classic reach in. Oh, it's very tight. All right, that's all wiggled loose. All right, our glass is loose, but we need something to jam it. And to jam the window up, get yourself a little piece of the old owner's manual. Fold her in a V. Bring your window up. Pull back the window belting. Shove the owner's manual in there and boom, your glass stays up, huh? Run what you brung when you come to the junkyard. Or auto recycling facility. There we are. Now we don't want this to come apart, so we would be better served to reinstall our motor. It shouldn't be timed or anything. And then we're going to put the screws back in that before we lose them. We had to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And we did. These are some big old coarse screws right here. Ooh. Now we need to see these little fellas come out of there. I don't know if I've ever done a Dodge Carry van with a regulator. On Chevrolets, you can do them in your sleep. That might help us. You got a long ways to go if you're going to get out of there, old son. Well, let's try this side first. You don't have to pull the freaking glass out of this thing, do you? Can't really go Here's a guy who looks like a ding dong now. I keep getting stuck behind the glass up here. I don't think the glass will just slide out. Let me move this front regulator. Probably won't come out without cutting that front window track loose. Well, tell you what, pull this window trim off. Easier to figure it out here than it is at the shop. Not that we want to intentionally break anything, but if something does break, well, it's not as big of a deal. I'm gonna pop the front window track here loose. Probably should have looked at service data, I guess, before I came here. If we get this loose, it probably have enough wiggle room to get the glass out. Hopefully. Of course, I got the regulator kind of jammed in there now. Alright, we're going to take the glass out. We'll set that inside the car in case somebody needs it at some point in their life. Now, we can see it. On the Thunder. What the world? Gotta be shitting me. Sorry, folks. You guys want reality? Welcome to my world. I'm gonna take this bolt all the way out of the regulator. I think that was hanging me up. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Yeah, you gotta stick that thing all the way up through the whole window track. Yeah, that sucker does not come down far enough to come out that way. Yeah, I'll be damned. Look at that, huh? So that bolt, that top bolt has got to come out all the way and fit up through that top window track. So take that bolt, even though they're key weighed. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, dude? All the way up and through. Oh. Jeez, all that for a window regulator. All right, we got a regulator. I think we got all the parts we need. Let me hang this up over here. Another Dodge. Oh no, we need these white clips. All right. I'm gonna show you a little trick Meemaw taught me. Okay. You can't tell anybody. Nobody's watching at this point, anyways. The whole monkey in the football routine here, I think. Stick this away. Want to make sure all your tools are accounted for. Boom, boom. Oh. Okay, there's that. Got that tool in here. We're gonna grab all this stuff. This is all of our hardware, all the little screws. We'll tell the little lady in there. Now, if you're smart, before you left the shop, you grabbed yourself a 9mm. Why? Because the wear kit plus, even though it's for the mechanic with the on-the-go lifestyle with its clip, does not include a 9mm. And you say, who cares? Nobody uses a 9mm. Boom, watch this, all right? Don't blink, things are gonna happen quick, okay? You gotta see some old corroded fingernails and a little trick right there. You try to get these out without it, boom, you're gonna break. It's got, ignore the fingernails, folks. It's not fungus. I have psoriatic arthritis. My nails get nasty. People with arthritis, you know about it. It has these little clips on there, the little two wings. Stick your socket over it. What? Say what? Yeah, you were today's years old when you found that trick out. Somebody in the YouTube's comments taught me that trick. I said, you know what? I'm gonna remember that because it takes about a half a second to pop that little guy out right now. I'm gonna salvage all of these that I can. There are some in our door that are good. I don't really feel like taking apart a second door here to get more of them. Yeah, I tell you how great this trick is. I'm down here riding a struggle bus around. There we go. So there's that. I'll finish taking these, folks. We're gonna get the clips off the back of the door after I take a picture of it. It's got a couple broken ones, but I think we're in better shape than we were when we tore that door apart. See, like this one here, this one's broke. We'll just pop that one out. We'll take the female half. Boom. This one up here is half broke. And then let me get a picture of the back of this door. Man, I hate being sick. So we're gonna pop these out. So there are 3 gray ones. That's pretty interesting. This one still has its retainer on it. We're gonna take all them. I'm gonna grab all these white ones here. This one here. This one here and this one here. Like I said, I don't think it's all of them, but it's way more than none. These things are such a bear to get apart without breaking them. And I'll see what we can do when we get back to the shop. We probably got enough to put it together. Let's ride. Well, we made it back here safe and sound. I've removed the window regulator, the OG one. Where the window motor goes on here, these holes are pretty beat up, so I don't know if, you know, somebody was in here all sorts of pissed off or something. We're gonna try to bang them back straight. I got a little chunk of metal I found. I'm gonna see if we can't kind of hold it back here just to straighten out that hole. There. That looks a lot better. Push it out a little bit. Get these kind of, not a body guy. Kind of straighten them up a little bit. This piece over here, it's a classic body tool here. I'm just going to grab a hold of it. Just going to kind of tweak this panel in, bend around some of these edges, how they were kind of factory. And then we'll just push the whole thing in. Quite a crease in it there. our little folder right here. Actually, I fold it around pretty easy. Just this way here, hopefully the door panel will fit a little better now. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how this door, you know, got shoved in enough to, you know, tackle up this regulator, because that thing's bent, you know, pretty dang good. So it's pretty interesting. Got shoved in that hard, but they must have pushed it out pretty good. Looks like they, I mean, you can see where somebody's whacking around in here, but so that's that. I took and popped out the plastic clips that were broken, except for that one. It's not broke that bad. So let's go in our little baggie here. Let's grab a bunch of these. Oh, these are the big ones, right? Yeah, we got 3 of these. 1, a 2, and a 3. And then we'll stick all these other ones in. I think we're gonna have enough parts and pieces here to put the whole door back together the way it should be. Or the way you hope it would be. Or better than it was when we found it. How's that sound? And we got all our parts super cheap. And they got a free t-shirt. Boom. Can't beat that, huh? And then these are the 2 things for the motor, and then the 3rd one that we have. And good thing, because the female half of the one that we had was broken. But now we've got 3 good little clips there. And then, like I say, this is kind of superficial, but you see the little guide pin broke off there. This is the factory one. This is the one from Wilbert. You pull at a bath. Not a sponsor. So we're going to use that one. It's going to be mint when we're all done. Let me get our used regulator and get that put up in there. Let's see. I left the top bolts out. This is the way it goes in, right? Yep. Let's see. This was the 2nd piece out, so it'll be the 1st piece in. We're going to sneak her up in there. Up through the window opening, back down in. This one here will come in, up through the window opening. This one's got to come up in quite a ways. And you got, hey, give me some slack, man. There we go. Make sure you don't pinch your speaker wire. Line that one up. Boom, line that one up. Let's get our motor. The motor. I do believe. Mother frigger, you should have took a picture of it, did you? I hope so. Let's get our cell phone. I think this, it was zip tied. I think it was behind it. I'm gonna assume that it was. We'll do this and we'll get a picture. Give it the old twisty-roo. Well, I have this thing so twisted and knotted we want to be able to get it in. Just trying to do it off memory at this point. There's that. I believe it was something like that. And then I had a zip tie, but I'm thinking, let's go get a picture because I'm not even close. Yes, sir. That's how it goes, just like that. That one went down a little loop-de-loop. If you don't believe me, there's the pictures from Wilbert. You pull it before I touched it. So let's get this thing put back together how it was. Before I do any of that, we're going to stick the bolts back in the top of it. them lined up in there. Oh, no light and no glasses. Not even sure. Feels like I'm in. I've said that a time or two. Let's see. Be a lot easier when you can see. Didn't even drop it in the door. 2 in a row. Nailed it. Yeah. Alright, close enough. And then this little guy from the factory. Where'd that go? Did that go right in front of that one? Let's look at that picture again. Let me put in my secret code. ABC 1 2 3 password PA55 WWRD. There we go. Yep, that little sucker went right there. Just like that. Let's pop one of these in. You don't want to be taking these in and out a bunch of time. Lucky to get them out one time. Plug that in. Hopefully this one's good. Put that one in. And then this one's right behind that freaking cable. Yeah, that piss pot. Get in my belly. Boy, I'm pretty positive. Yep, and then that runs behind there. There ain't no other place for it to go. Except right there. Wiring harness was behind that one. This little guy went through and went straight in, over and down. That's why it's always really good to take pictures, because when you're sitting here second guessing yourself, it's a lot nicer to have some confirmation, you know what I mean? Give that one a snugger. Snuggle that one up. I'll make sure this little guy's down all the way. Like I said, they go in a keyhole. All right. Just kind of hold down on it. There's that, so they're tight. Oh, it's very tight. What we'll need to do before we get super far is what we should have done before we got this far, is turn the key on, make sure our switch is good. We've got 2 variables going in here, a new switch and a different motor. Pardon my reach. You're too fat. We are KOEO after a different switch here. Oh, today's our lucky day. All the way down. I don't know if it's got stops. I just don't want to. All the way up. We're going all the way. We'll go back down. Now, I did not take the lower window track loose to get this piece of glass out. She just cooperated. Came right out. Going back in might be another story. Let's see. I had the window regulator Did I have it loose? I don't think I did. I think it was still in. I'm most certain of that. I might have been on the outside of the frame. Yes, ma'am. That feels a little better. Well, that feels real good. One thing I want to do though, I want to run that regulator all the way down. The other regulator I didn't have all the way down, but this one I do. I still have yet to look at service data like a ding dong. Let's see if we can hit this guide in the front. The good news is there's another piece of glass at Wilbert's if something horribly goes wrong here. And we know right where it's at. And they're open till 6 daily. I'm gonna cut this window track loose here. I don't know how I got it out. It came out super easy. I must have been in the right little position. This doesn't give us a whole lot extra. There's a little bumper here in the front. That's not gonna do anything for us. We still gotta get it. We gotta do it good. Just like that. Easy. Put this bolt back in because it does nothing for you. But before you do that, run your window up. Drop her in the groove there. Put this bolt back in. Snug that before I forget. What a long video, huh? Real life, folks. Real life. Now these bolts we should already have loose. These are little clamps that go on the glass. I don't know how good the battery is in this van. I probably should put a maintainer on it. Let me throw a maintainer on this thing real quick, folks. Just I don't want to kill the battery. I want to go ahead and tighten up these window clamps. They lined right up on the glass where the old ones were. Beautiful. She's up, she's down. I guess that's it, folks. I don't know what else to. I want to tell you, when it came in, it didn't go up and down. And now, it goes up and down. And that's good. That's exactly what the guy wanted. And a little extra. Those are all in. It did have a zip tie here, but this, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, this thing ain't going nowheres. I mean, this thing is, that cable is what it is. I don't know why I had the zip tie on it, perhaps for assembly so it doesn't get all mixed up. That's the only thing I could think. So, you know, prior to putting it in, Oops, that's I was gonna say this is before we took this one apart. It was ran the same way. Big hole behind. Oh, there is a big hole behind there. Just didn't like how that lower cable was sitting, and I just took a look-see. Have a little look-see. I noticed in my picture you could see both of these holes, but when we had it in there, and I mean me and you, we had it too tight, and we could only see the one hole. It actually goes behind. I mean, it's behind the motor, but there's a little groove back here that this little guy runs through. There we go. I thought that felt a little bit too tight. Took a gamble pulling these out. Did them off camera in case it broke. That way I could hide the evidence, but here we go. So now the cable is behind the motor. I don't know if it'll sound any different. I think it's still. Not much different. It's you know, natural. It's natural for the motor to struggle on the way up because coming down, it's got gravity on its side, but going up, gravity's against it. It sounds like any other power window. There's that. Let's get our black water shield. Let's put that on there. Hopefully it's got enough sticky left on it. I was trying to be real careful leaving the salvage yard. But I think these things are kind of a one-time use. All right, let's see. That goes like that. So that means this little guy goes here and this little guy goes here. This little piggy went to the market. These little piggies go through here. This one down here, which this hole, it's a first time being through that one. Because remember that car we took it out of did not have that option. Otherwise we could have took the whole door. Not that I know how to change a door, but it might have been easier. Look at this. Would you have a look at this? This guy's gonna be so happy, not even knowing what we did. The only people that are gonna know what we did is me and you. But I'll sleep a lot better. And it needed to be done. Because I tell you what, you put all that broken crap back in there, and then the next guy that takes it apart, you're the scumbag. And we don't want to be the scumbag. The other van, the speaker was a much smaller magnet. I think this van has better woofing ability. Why don't you feel right? Oh, I see. I see what's happening. Whoops. Get you? I know one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me a for real screwdriver. Quit messing around with this little thing. Stand by. We're even using a Wera screwdriver. They make probably some of the best screwdrivers on the planet. I don't know that for a fact, but I know they do the job. These screwdrivers and Top Tool, probably the best screwdrivers a man can own. Top Tool probably be the most cost effective. These Wera tools, they're pretty proud of their stuff. They're a little on the bitey side. Once the door panel's on, this will all stay. I think it's staying pretty well as it is. Let me get the clips put back on our panel based off from our picture. We'll get her hooked up. Not sure why, but it's got the 3 gray ones there by the speaker grate. Come down to your classic white clips. all the way up and around. Wasn't there one in the middle-ish area? I don't think so. Must be not. So that's it. Yeah, all the clips are on there. Let's stick it on. Let's see. I'm gonna plug in that light. Whoa, that's bright. Light bright. Who had one of those growing up? This guy did. Oh, must be you can't lock it with the doors open. Okay, we're gonna put the rod back in here. Put the clip back on that. Get our wires back around. Oh, baby. Guide me in. There we go. Guide it in. Oh, you're an old man. Oh. No, no, no. Come on. You just gotta go around. You gotta feel them all. Why aren't these clicking? I'm totally lined up. Oh, that. Hey, you gotta give it the Fonzarelli. Then we gotta come over here, guide ourselves in, ever so gingerly. I gotta start up in this corner because this side's already started. You just gotta get them lined up, folks. Just like real life. Just like real life. If you don't get the one lined up, you just try to force it. You know what I'm always told? Twice as slow, half the pressure. Something like that. And then sometimes you gotta give these a little what's up. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? This thing is gonna be so nice. We get the non-broken one. Here's the non-broken one. Oh, we gotta get the broken piece out of here. Here's the little broken piece off the OG. We line that baby up, guide me in on that one. Well, I'll be a son of a mother. This one's different. Who would have thought that this cover is different? This thing has 2 guide pins on it. Would you look at that? We gotta take this back to Wilbert's, get our money back. That's all that and a bag of Wheaties right there. Look at that. That guide pin is the same, but this little guide pin down here on the one from Wilbert's is over there, and the one from this van is right there. What in the mother F, Chrysler? Who would have thought? 711 Delta 5 Alpha Charlie, 711 Delta 5 Alpha Delta. Whatever, dude. We were just trying to go all the way. But we can't. We tried. We tried to make the door perfect, but we all know that it's broke behind there. I know it. You know it. My heart sunk a little bit. I seen a couple of both of these bolts right there. They're off the other regulator. Woo! Almost felt like a ding dong. I'm gonna have to tear that door back apart. We've got our Phillips head screws. Of course, I threw all the Phillips heads in here, but I do believe, oh, they are not all the same. It was the coarser threaded ones. Let me find our screws here. There we are. Oh yeah, because that one still got finger goo in it. Here, let me get another one here that doesn't have finger goo in it. Put our own finger glue on there. So there's those two Phillips head. One of them goes in the door pull. We gotta break through the finger glue. Oh great, there's like a little stone or something in there. Maybe this guy was driving around getting stoned. There it is, look at that little piece of gravel. In case you didn't believe me. Hear that? Hit something. Ding! Landed right in the magnet cut. Couldn't do that in a million years. Put a screw in it right there. Perfect. Put the other screw right here. Now his door panel's not going to fall off. Just like that. Everything works. Wow, I'm so happy. That's it, folks. 1-2 window regulator in your carry van. Easy peasy, as long as you got a junkyard nearby or an automotive recycling facility. That's it, folks. End of the day, guy showed up. I've got some more to do to it. He wanted to know if he could use it for the weekend. And so, yeah, who am I to say no? And we let him take it. And he's going to bring it back. Today's Friday. He needs it for the weekend. He's going to bring it back Monday. I'm going to finish doing it's the blower motor doesn't work. It's got some other things, engine lights on, stuff like that. But that's one time. I wanted to get the other stuff done today, but just ran out of time. And then, of course, we had to run down to Wilbert's, and that takes some time. Everybody always wants to know who pays for that. The trip to Wilbert's, who pays for it? Well, let me just throw it right out there in the open. Wilbert's is a 3-minute drive that direction. So just a shade over a mile down the road, so it takes a couple minutes to get there. And then who pays for it? The guy who just backed it up, he pays for it. And that's just the way it is. What are you gonna do? None of those parts are available new, and I just bill for my time, and it's not like we're there for hours and hours and hours. It's 2 minutes there, 5 minutes to walk to the car, however many minutes to take it apart, walk back, drive back, even if it's an hour. Big deal, because that hour of time plus the price of the parts is still less than the cost of a new regulator. And we got everything else that's either obsolete or, we can't get from the dealer. So it works out pretty good. I try not to lallygag when I go to the, Wilbert's. You pull it, just go there, get the customer stuff, and sometimes I pay for it because it's just convenience for me. Say we just need that one little petty thing that you can't even get OEM, like, the end of a connector or something like that. I'm just going to shoot down there, chop it off, we're back, and, maybe go down and grab an ice cream cone. But the ice cream store's closed now. I know. Anyhow. Comment section, questions, comments, concerns, the Insta, the Facebook, you guys know where to find us. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.